Hey guys, I know you're about to watch a great Ring Generals video. Real quick, before you watch that great content that you're going to get into, we just want to tell you about our social media. Get all this BS out of the way before you actually get into the stuff. We are the Ring Generals, of course. Like, subscribe, all our stuff. Especially you want to subscribe because we kind of post randomly, so you want to know exactly right when stuff comes out so you can stay current with the Ring Generals material. Follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at the Ring Generals, specifically on Twitter, Ring Generals 1, capital R, capital G, and I almost said capital 1, the number 1 at the end. So raise a glass in the sky and salute the Ring Generals. Welcome everybody to the Ring Generals podcast special today. We are going to be predicting AEW's first pay-per-view event, Double or Nothing. Guys, we didn't think this could possibly happen a year ago, that we'd have another company's pay-per-view that we were looking forward to so much at this time of the year. It has happened. The wrestling community is in Las Vegas right now. It seems on social media like it's almost WrestleMania weekend.
WrestleCon in a way.
Exactly. It's crazy how much is going on over in Vegas, which is not really a wrestling town either. It's more of a boxing town, more of a UFC town, and wrestling's taken over.
Clubs.
Clubs, strippers,
How much do you guys want to bet that a lot of the guys who are working in WWE want to go to StarCast and Double or Nothing?
A lot of people do. And you know what's funny is Conrad Thompson and them came out and said, well, StarCast is not really an AEW thing. Well, I'm sorry, but they have an AEW weigh-in at StarCast tomorrow. Don't BS me, okay? This is all about AEW. You're connected with AEW, Cody Rhodes, Brandi Rhodes, and all them. We see you in the videos, and I'm frozen again. I'm frozen in this mother.
Eric, we're not frozen though, so
I am so frozen right now. Can you? Why am I frozen right now? Why?
Oh my goodness!
Stop the recording, man.
He's frozen. We'll give him. Okay, he's back. He's back. All right.
But I'm supposed to stop the damn thing, man.
Oh, he's frozen again.
All right.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is this StarCast is a part of AEW's main events, kind of like WrestleMania Access is a part of WrestleMania, or SummerSlam Access is a part of SummerSlam, or Survivor Series, whatever else. You know, this is a huge event. This is big. Shout outs to them doing this thing in StarCast. I wish we could go. I wish I could go, but you know, you got to work. You got to pay the bills. But we are going to be watching Double or Nothing, and that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about competition. By the way, I'm the RKJ man, joined here by my homie Eric Santos. We didn't do the full introduction.
No, we didn't.
Nick, let's talk that talk, y'all.
I love it.
We're excited. That's good.
You got to get
excited for this.
Get your shit over, right?
I'm frozen. Damn.
No, it's an interesting start to the podcast today. It's a different podcast though. We don't. It's going to be a lot shorter. And we just want to get our opinions on AEW out of the way. The Double or Nothing pay-per-view. Give you guys a video of something that's just straight talking about this. So we're not thinking about anything else. We're just thinking about Double or Nothing because the event is this Saturday. We were recording here on Thursday night. So you're seeing this on Friday or Saturday. So,
Hypocritical Nick, let me ask you a question real quick before we jump on into AEW Double or Nothing. Did you happen to see the commercial? There was 2 commercials during the TNT NBA game. Well, Marv Albert did a promo, and he pronounced Chris Jericho's name incorrectly. He butchered it.
Jericho.
Okay, Marv Albert, I love you, man. You did some of the greatest calls of all time with Michael Jordan, man. But please get this man's name right. Please get this man's name right. And then 2, did you see the promotional video on during just a regular commercial during the TNT game too as well?
I did not. I was switching in between. I had some bets on a baseball game today that I was watching at halftime.
There you go. Always betting, bro.
Yeah. Money? So I was.
Another reason why we should have went to Vegas. Could have lost all your bets.
I have to get my fix, you know. Yeah. But it was it's not an elimination game, so I tend to watch the non-elimination games a little less than say an elimination game or anything like that. But no, I did not see that. What was the commercial about? I don't know. I don't know.
Commercial's the same thing that I saw when I bought the $60 pay-per-view from my local provider. Just basically, it had JR's voice and Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks, and you had Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho facing off and all that stuff. And then they promoted BR Live for $49.95. So they're really pushing the BR Live app as a part of the AEW experience. And that's kind of what we had heard we were going to get. We were going to get AEW partnering up with TNT and using the BR Live app as a major part. And the guy actually talked about that for Warner Media. He's like, we're just going to utilize all this streaming content of ours, and we're going to make it more important. I think they're doing that now with the BR Live app when it comes to AEW. So I'm looking forward to the pay-per-view and seeing what they're going to do. This is our first little taste of what we're going to get in October.
Yeah, no, and Cody Rhodes in an interview came out and said a lot of good things. I don't have that written down for some reason because I thought I had it on my phone, but I don't.
You gotta do your research.
Yeah, well, I did my research. I just didn't write. I guess I just forgot to write it down.
Scrolling through Instagram.
It was something along the lines of, he said there was going to be pyro in AEW. He said their world title looks really, really good, and it was the interviewer doing the interview said it's the best world title he's ever seen. And there's just a lot of stuff, and they said they're not doing 50-50 booking. That the show will be the show will be 2 hours on TNT when it debuts, and a bunch of other stuff. So it seems, it's getting realer and realer. Even before we talk about Double or Nothing, this AEW product is, laying down the foundation for a legitimate television show, which we haven't seen compete, like I mentioned last week, since really the TNA, competition back in 2010. So it's, it's very interesting. It gives a level of this pay-per-view, more clout in a way that I'm going to pay attention more to this pay-per-view because things are getting more real. He also mentioned that it's probably going to be his brother's last match ever. He alluded
That's
to
what
that.
they've said a million times before.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, and there's nothing like a retirement, like a wrestler's retirement too. So, we talk about Shawn Michaels, talk about anybody you want, but so that's just something too. And that would be obviously a fitting end for Goldust, considering that he's facing his brother, and they've never really legitimately gone at it before. So, it'll be cool. But it just, for me, I've been a skeptic about this whole thing. I still am until they until really around WrestleMania time, probably next year. We'll see how it's going with them. But I'm definitely excited about this Double or Nothing. I don't want to give you guys this sense that I'm going to be sitting there being a cynic and being a critic the entire time. I'm down to watch wrestling. And this happens a lot. I wasn't super excited about the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather match. And then once the day came, I was like, all excited and I'm ready to go. And then I was, I had fun watching it. So it will be good. I'm excited. And I just want to give you guys a sense that I'm into this. I'm no pun intended.
All in.
Go
ahead and say it, bro.
On Double or Nothing.
Hop on the bandwagon, bro. There's room for you. There's
fine,
room.
yeah.
There's room for it.
It's absolutely fine. I will hop on this bandwagon for the moment. Yeah, I will gladly hop off if the bandwagon gets a little too tight or gets a little uncomfortable.
It happens.
Easy E, Eric Santos, what are your thoughts going into Saturday's event? What are you looking forward to seeing? What do you need to see from the first show, Double or Nothing, to give you hope for October?
Well, for starters, I think All In gave me hope. I had a feeling that All In there was gonna be like another event like All In, although I felt like it was gonna be under a different name if it was successful. Now that All In was successful. Now this Double or Nothing, this is actually awesome. There's actually a lot of momentum that's happening. Seeing all these wrestlers coming in for StarCast, for just to begin with StarCast, that definitely got me excited. And I'm starting to see like more wrestlers are coming in, and it looks like some of the veterans, I guess you can say that, and all these other independent wrestlers are coming in, all from all over the world, and even from WWE. They're really excited, and I'm pretty sure, like I was telling you guys, a lot of these wrestlers, maybe from WWE, maybe they're probably saying, oh, wow, I should probably be in Vegas over there, but instead I'm working Raw and SmackDown or NXT. But it looks like one big party over there, I'm, as a wrestling fan, I'm happy and I'm excited that they're doing something with this. But still, until competition does come in on October, we'll see what happens. Double or Nothing is basically something to start with, something for AEW to showcase what lies ahead for October. So somewhat of a taste of what's going to happen, and it's going to be on pay-per-view, and it's a smart thing to do it, because if they would have had it last week, I don't think people would be tuning in because of the UFC fight nights, or especially if it's a UFC pay-per-view. If you're in Las Vegas, especially when you're in the MGM Grand, that's big. And, I wish everybody the best of luck over there. And I'm pretty sure the Ring Generals would have loved to go over there to be over at the Double or Nothing pay-per-view. And I'll be sure to watch that pay-per-view and give the full scope and see what happens. And I believe that the first match is going to be, what is it, for free, right? It's going to be the Battle Royale.
Yeah, the first hour of it is for free. Somewhere on YouTube or something like that. You can even watch it.
I think it's can it be on BR Live too? It can be on BR Live.
Well, it probably is, but it's if people don't have BR Live, or adults like my dad or my mom that wanted to watch it or something like that, they don't know how to do that stuff. There are easier ways to watch the first hour, a lot like what WrestleMania does with USA. And then which includes this Battle Royal that's essentially like a Money in the Bank ladder match, where you get a future AEW World Championship match. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, that Battle Royal, the winner will actually face Chris Jericho or Kenny Omega for that World Championship too. So even added stakes, you're going to face a legend in Y2J if you win this Battle Royal, or you're going to face one of the arguably the best wrestlers on the planet in Kenny Omega. So really high, something on a pre-show in a way, which is cool.
Can we argue that Kenny Omega right now is the top star of the company? We can all agree on that, right?
No,
he's the top star.
Cody Rhodes is for sure, no doubt.
Really?
Cody Rhodes is on all the advertisements, all the pictures, doing all the interviews. How could?
Yeah, but Kenny Omega got the picture tonight on TNT.
Well, he's in a match with Chris.
That's the main event.
Well, that's the main event. That doesn't mean he's the top star.
Top stars always get the main event, brother.
That is not true.
Well, there's going to be different posters, if you ask me. There's going to be posters of the Young Bucks. There's going to be posters of Cody alongside with Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho. It's always going to be vice versa. And then, who knows? Maybe Mox, or should I say John Moxley? Is he going to be?
Let's save that for later.
Let's save
that for later.
I like the teasing.
I love the teasing. Look. I'm saying this about Kenny Omega right now. I mean, if I would have seen Cody Rhodes and Dustin on that promo tonight on TNT when Marv Albert was butchering Chris Jericho's name, it would have been a situation where I'd have been like, okay, well, maybe they have a different direction they're going with. But it seems like they're going in the direction of, we're going to position Kenny Omega as the John Cena of our company. It looks like they're going with that because they have those two. They have Kenny Omega. Marv Albert is talking about Kenny Omega right now. I mean,
RKJ, man, though, they're advertising. That's the main event. And
that's the main event.
It's the main event. But if you go on Google Images or any other image site, Double or Nothing, if you type in Double or Nothing, Cody Rhodes is in the center of every single picture. Cody Rhodes is the one that everybody knows. He's the John Cena. Kenny Omega, for example, I think is the Seth Rollins or the AJ Styles of the company, the true workhorse that's actually the best performer. But Cody Rhodes is the one everyone knows because of his father, because of his star, in WWE. To say that a New Japan Pro Wrestling guy is the most popular guy in the company is just not true. Cody Rhodes is the top star. Debatable that Kenny Omega is the best performer in the company, but the reason they're doing that advertisement is because that's the match. If it was Cody Rhodes versus Kenny Omega, then Cody Rhodes would be in that promo
Obviously.
too. If it was Chris Jericho versus Peter Avalon and Chris Jericho would be in that promo. So you're basing it completely off one thing and not actually looking at the scope of many of the videos they've done on YouTube have been involving Cody Rhodes. He's the one that's been doing most of the media and the interviews. I really haven't even seen Kenny Omega do an interview about Double or Nothing. I've seen Chris Jericho do a lot more. So I would just say it's Cody Rhodes, but we can debate that all day. I think we should actually get to the pay-per-view, to be honest.
Let's get to the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this pay-per-view.
Yeah. So a lot of interesting things. And there's a lot, I'll be honest, guys, there's a lot of people I don't know on this card. A lot of Japanese wrestlers that I don't know, that I don't follow in New Japan Pro Wrestling. There's some people in this battle royal that I've never heard of before. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm an expert on independent wrestling, but I do want to make an educated guess and an educated opinion about what will happen. With WWE and the UFC, I'm a little more in tune with what's going on. The independent wrestling scene, as you guys might know, one of the reasons we call me Hypocritical Nick is because I might go on here and say some stuff that is, I might not have done my full research on. This is one of those things. I have not done my full research on every competitor at this pay-per-view. So just be known that when I give an opinion on this stuff, it's not coming from an expert. I would say the RKJ Man or Eric are a lot more experts on this stuff. So
to be honest,
I want to give you guys credit. That's why when you guys say stuff.
And to be honest with you, it's not like I know everybody too, but we're going to get to know them over the next 6, 7, 8 months to a year. That's why Cody Rhodes and them are giving them this spotlight. Is because it's like, well, we know who Kenny Omega is, the Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks. We know who these guys are, but let's introduce you to other people and other stars that you're going to see in a few months that are going to play a big impact, if you will, in the company. So that's what I'm excited about. So yeah,
definitely. So we should get started. I don't even know where to get. Well, we'll get started with the 2 pre-show matches. So the one singles match that's on the pre-show is Kip Sabian versus Sammy Guevara. I'll let you guys take this one away. What do you think? What do you think happened to this? If you don't really think much happened to it, we can just move on to the Battle Royal, to be honest. But we'll go with this. We'll do what we do with the WWE and UFC stuff. So what do you guys think happens?
Eric, I'm gonna let you take it away. You're the indie guy.
If you ask me, Sammy Guevara is basically from Lucha Libre AAA. So basically, he's from MLW as well, Evolve. He's even been in Lucha Underground before. So if I'm going to go with somebody, I'm going to go with Sammy Guevara, beat Kip Sabian, pinfall, just to kick things off. I think they're probably going to be stealing the show. I wouldn't say stealing the show, but I think they're going to be doing a pretty good show just to kick things off.
I agree with that. I think this match will be probably better than normal pre-shows. But I also think they'll book this like WrestleMania and not have the theatrics and all that stuff happen in this pre-show. So I just see this being a normal match. Sammy Guevara, I do know of him. I've heard of him before. So I'm going to go with him just based on that fact. I think he'll win this match. I don't think this match will lead to anything. So it's not really, I don't think it's that important.
Yeah, hot match, babyface. Sammy's going to win. Good start to the pay-per-view. Get people interested into the pay-per-view, and then we're going to get to this 21-man battle royal.
Yeah, the Casino Battle Royale. Some of the names in this: Brian Pillman Jr., Billy
Pillman
Gunn,
Jr.
Billy Gunn.
Wait a minute, Billy Gunn.
Yeah, Billy Gunn.
I'm an ass man.
Luchasaurus, Sean Spears, aka Ty Dillinger, is in this match as well. Mr. Peyton Royce, Sean Spears, and a couple of Championship Wrestling from Hollywood guys. Brandon Cutler.
Glacier is in this one.
Glacier.
Glacier's in the match. Brandon Cutler's in the match, and MJF, guys that we saw last week.
I hate MJF.
Yeah. Good heel. And then so when you look at, like, for example, the match card, there are 4 to be determined still in this match, along with a lot of other guys I didn't mention, just because their names don't pop off the screen. But there are a couple surprises that will happen in this match as well, I believe, because they've left a couple of names unknown. Yeah, so maybe we guess who else could be in this match, and also who's winning this match. RKJ, man, you got this one first.
I want to say Moxley is coming in as a surprise, right? That's what everybody wants to say, right? But the problem is this: would you really think that they would put Moxley on the pre-show?
No,
they would debut him on the pre-show?
He won't be in this.
Like, do you really think, like, everybody's like, Moxley's gonna win this now that it's for the World Championship, the AEW Championship? And I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't think he's gonna win it. I don't. Who? Give me some of those names again, Nick.
Okay, so I'll just go through the whole thing that's written down on the Wikipedia page that I have, but I have another one up, but this one seems to have the most names on it. Sonny Kiss, Brandon Cutler, Ace Romero, Glacier, Brian Pillman Jr., Sunny Days. Work with me, guys. I'm just going to say all the names. MJF, Joey Janela, Dustin Thomas, Billy Gunn, Jimmy Havoc, Michael Nakazawa, Jungle Boy, Isaiah Cassidy, Mark Queen, Luchasaurus, and Ty Dillinger.
First of all, shout out to Nick for being able to pronounce all those names.
I think I said some of them wrong, but
he pronounced those names better than most people at my graduation on Sunday. Like you should have heard the butchering going on there. It was
hopefully they didn't butcher Ryan Johnson. I'd be really.
No, I was the first people that came through. I came through and I was like,
should have said Ryan RKJ Man Johnson.
That's what I should have did. Like, she would have been on the spot too. She would have had to say the RKJ Man. Ryan Johnson. But
of the Ring Generals.
Yeah. Shout out.
Somebody said I should have body slammed the freaking Dean or something, or try to body slam the Dean or something.
God, man, you'd be out all the videos for like a day, and then you'd be in jail for assaulting.
Probably would be.
Yeah.
They love to put a black man in jail. But anyway,
there it is.
So there we go. So I personally think that Hangman Page is going to enter himself in this thing.
That's a good one.
Because Pac is not going to be facing Hangman Page at Double or Nothing. They did it somewhere in England, and they put it on AEW's YouTube channel. There's a big thing going on right now with Pac. Apparently he's not going to be a part of AEW anymore due to creative differences. Yeah. Apparently it's still real
what
to him.
The hell is that? I hadn't even heard that before.
Apparently he has a championship, I think with Dragon Gate or Dragonstone, whichever one it is, a promotion in the UK, and he's taken it so seriously that he does not want to lose. So I guess he was supposed to lose to Hangman Page on Saturday in a well contested match, and unfortunately it was a situation where he was like, no thank you, I'm not going to lose it. He pulled a Sasha, but I mean, unlike Sasha Banks, I don't think he's justified in this situation.
No,
because
not at all.
He's not justified. He's not taking constant pinfalls, and he was probably going to lose in a great matchup. But this might be a blessing in disguise for Hangman Page, because he can go into this battle royal and win this thing and get an opportunity against like a Kenny Omega and a Chris Jericho later on in the year. I would have to think that this championship match also is going to occur on the first show. On TNT. It has to happen on the first show. So,
well, there are two more pay-per-views they're scheduled before that show, and then potentially All In as well, which hasn't been confirmed. But I think a lot of people think that's going to happen. That's going to happen in the summer, right?
That's September.
Yeah, so that's before the first. So I wouldn't say that it's going to wait all the way to the first, but we don't even have to talk about that. I like that pick. That makes sense. And based on the fact that you're saying that he kind of was supposed to beat Pac, I thought the Pac Hangman Page match was kind of potentially one of the top matches on the card. One of the main events, you could say. And
had a number 2 match in the card.
Yeah, and besides Cody, I think those two would be the most deserving. That changes. So I do like that pick, and I'm not going to steal your thunder with that pick because I didn't think about that. I'm going to go with someone that I know is in the match. I'm going to go with Shawn Spears. I'm going to go with Ty Dillinger. I think they'll hook him up for not getting creative pushes in WWE, and I think they see how talented he is of a professional wrestler. And I also think they're not going to have a surprise person win. I think they'll have someone that's advertised win the match as well. So
you're going to have a former WWE guy compete for your world championship in the first match?
Well, you're saying Chris Jericho can't compete for the championship?
It's Chris Jericho, though. He's been around the world. New Japan Pro Wrestling. Been in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Yeah. He's been in New Japan Pro Wrestling and all these other places. So Chris Jericho is Chris Jericho. We're talking about Shawn Spears. We're talking about the former Ty Dillinger, formerly the Perfect 10. Yeah. So, I mean,
who's been on Ryan Rants?
He's not been on Ryan Rants.
Yeah, he has been.
He has been once.
No, he hasn't. When was he on Ryan Rants?
I don't know, but Eric's saying it, and I believe Eric.
Yeah.
Don't believe everything you hear.
Okay, so Eric. Well, speaking of Eric, what do you think is going to happen in this? Do you have any surprises? Yeah, we said we stole it. Do you have any surprises that you think will happen, and who do you think will win?
I think that there's going to be a couple surprises. I wouldn't bet on having guys like from Ring of Honor coming as a surprise, but maybe Jay Lethal.
Who do you think?
Jay Lethal. I would probably say maybe Jay Lethal.
I like that one.
Yeah, Jay Lethal might come in. Maybe somebody from Lucha Underground. Maybe Martin the Moth might show up. But if I had to pick a winner, I would have to say Brian Pillman Jr. Maybe that might help elevate his career and actually show that, hey, he's actually following the footsteps of his dad. But then again, he's going to be maybe a future world champion for the new company of AEW, which of course something that Brian Pillman has never done, win the big one. So I think his son might win this one and go on to face Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega or Kenny Omega.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. It's very interesting. I'll tell you this. I have one surprise as well, or two surprises. I'm gonna go. Enzo and Cass are gonna end up in this match as well.
Are they still with Ring of Honor or not?
I don't know. I don't know. But with an event like this where we really don't know what the hell is gonna happen. I think anything's on the table besides WWE guys. So I'll go Enzo and Cass. We'll be surprised neither of them will win, but I think they'll be involved in the match somehow. Whether they're in it or they get involved, I think they'll be involved as well. But I'm still going to go with Shawn Spears, even though I believe – I'll say this, RK Damon, I believe your scenario is the most believable out of at least –
I'm not the only one who thinks that. A lot of people out there think that. But,
yeah.
I mean, that's the best one I got. I mean, all these guys, they're great wrestlers. They're great contenders, but – I'm thinking about who's that person that's going to hook us to watch that first match for the AEW World Championship. And Hangman Page versus a Kenny Omega or Chris Jericho, that's going to do it. So,
well, it also kind of depends on, and we'll guess this later, probably last, but who we think is going to win the Jericho Omega match. Because I think if Jericho wins, you can kind of put anybody in that match because of the stardom of Jericho. But I also think if Omega wins, then you probably need a more established star to win this battle royal as well. So there's a lot of stuff that can happen, and that's why I'm going with a guy that WWE fans might know, only because it might draw a bit more ratings if Omega wins. And then with Chris Jericho, same thing. People know both of them. So that's it. That's where my Ty Dillinger, Shawn Spears opinion is coming from, at least with that. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. It is crazy. This match is on the pre-show, to be honest, because it means so much.
It's weird.
But I almost feel like some of these other matches are like not even as important as this.
I like it though because it's making you be like, hey, look, you've got to watch the pre-show. You really have got to watch the pre-show now. Whereas usually with WWE pay-per-views, I'm like, pre-show, I'll skip out of it. I'm at WrestleMania. It's like I'm gonna go get a Philly cheesesteak. I'm gonna sit in line for an hour and get a Philly cheesesteak. Yeah, I'm literally grabbing a Philly cheesesteak for an hour.
And missing out on Carmelo's win. That's what you did.
It's okay. I saw her Instagram the night before, so that was a win for me.
That's equal to, okay, very, very interesting too as well is so BR Live, this event starts at 4:00 Pacific time, right? 7:00 Eastern. Interestingly enough, there is another event Saturday that is very popular here in the United States. That is Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals, which starts at 5:30, which means people will be able to watch this first part of it and actually decide whether they want to watch the basketball game or they want to watch this event. But everybody will be able to see this battle royal before the game starts on TNT. Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals, which is that's another reason I think they're putting it on this pre-show. They want people to see this so they can get hooked, at least go watch the pay-per-view later if they want to watch the basketball game. You know what I'm saying? But I think this is another reason why this is happening this early on in the event.
Well, they're not going to – one thing's for sure. They only promoted it really one time on TNT's NBA games. They only promoted it one time, and I said it is because, well, they don't know if Game 6 is going to be on Saturday night, the same night as AEW, Double or Nothing. You want people watching your TNT stuff, but you also want people tuning in your BR Live stuff. So I agree with you too, Nick. That's a very interesting scenario.
Because not only will the pre-show end before the game, it will end 30 minutes before the game. So you actually, you'll get to watch this and then be able to then go, okay, we'll watch Barkley and all them, and then we'll watch the basketball game because it's an elimination game in Toronto. So, very interesting. Just to put you guys in why that booking might happen, why you're wondering such an important match happens, because they are competing with the NBA, which is very popular on this night. So. It is very, very interesting. Okay, so moving on. We have. I'm gonna try to get a match that I want to kind of build up some of these other matches to a little bit later. Just guys. So we have a 6-woman tag team match on this card as well. But should I try to say the names, guys, or should I just leave it alone and let people look it up?
Just say the names.
Okay, so I apologize if I butcher these names bad. Asia Kong, Yuka Sakazaki, Emi. Look, he said it right. No, that is how you say it. And Emi Sakura versus Hikaru Shida, Riho Abi, and Ryu Mizunami.
I'm gonna call you Nick Albert.
I mean, I don't know who the hell any of these people are, so I'm gonna go with the first team.
I'm gonna go with the first team too. I don't know who they are, man. I don't know who they are, bro.
I see.
You remember when The Rock was doing a promo and Booker T came out and he looked at him and he said, "Who in the blue hell are you?" That's how I feel with some of these. Like, it's like, who are you? But that's okay though. You're gonna prove to me how good you are with your wrestling ability. I'm gonna go with the first team. I don't know these aren't any of the women that we know, like a Britt Baker, right? Britt Baker and then Brandi. They're facing, actually, of note, Brandi Rhodes later on is supposed to face Allie, formerly of TNA. So
that's not scheduled. That's not on the match card as of right now. But
that's weird. That's weird because they actually scheduled it on Cody Rhodes as the Road to Double or Nothing. She had scheduled it.
She could actually wrestle. Can she actually like go, or is it more of a?
I've seen some videos. She has looked like she's improved. I've seen some of their stuff in bar wrestling too. Like some of their stuff in bar wrestling. They showed up in bar wrestling earlier this year, and she did a pretty good job selling. So I think that would be a good match. But as far as this match we're talking about right now, I don't know who any of these women are. No disrespect to any of them, but I'm looking forward to seeing what they can bring to the table. And I'm hoping to see something unique from a 6-woman tag team match.
True. I agree with that too.
Don't go with the WWE style. I want it to be unique. I want it to be different. And shout out to the first team. I can't pronounce your name, but I hope you win.
Yeah, they also, on the Wikipedia page, 3 of them have their names highlighted, and 2 of them, and only 2 on the other team have names highlighted. One of them doesn't have a Wikipedia page, so I assume they'll lose. Just because of that simple fact. I think this will be a showcase of Japanese wrestling, because I think what AEW also wants to do is show off that there is other things besides the WWE, and that's why we're going to see AAA talent on this. We're going to see a lot of Japanese wrestlers, and then, of course, we're going to see some of the independent American wrestlers as well. So I think this is just a showcase of Japanese wrestling. It should be fun. I don't think there's going to be any storyline book to this, though. So, again, another match that should be entertaining, but not as much on the line with that one. Okay. Oh, Eric,
I got a question.
You said the first team, Eric?
Yeah, I said first team. Yeah.
Okay.
Question for you. So you brought up a really good point. Does that kind of not remind you of the cruiserweight division in WCW and how they did something unique and different and how that got people hooked?
Absolutely. Yeah. That's a good comparison. Yeah. No, it reminds me exactly of that. And I think because these guys have been so familiar with that type of wrestling as well, being over there in New Japan Wrestling, I think they know that it's entertaining. And I'll tell you this right now, I've never seen a New Japan Wrestling show in my life. So watching this will be brand new to me. And RKJ, man, I'm going to be over at your house watching this. I'm going to be very, very excited most of this time watching this. I know.
Now, it's funny because when we watch these independent shows, when I watch these independent matches, one of the things that I am very critical about is that I'm not seeing a lot of storytelling. It's like, why are you not slowing down and getting us emotionally invested into the match with your in-ring psychology? It's one of the things that the WWE has been the master of doing for decades, is being able to suck the audience in. The in-ring psychology of everything, just getting us emotionally involved. That's something that, at WrestleMania, us cheering for Kofi Kingston is something I'll never forget just because of how emotional I felt. I was literally in the stands crying. So if you can't do that at AEW, Double or Nothing, then it's going to be very hard for you to be able to translate that for the next 6-7 months until we get to your TV show and have us be emotionally involved, which is going to help ratings increase. I think you better start now.
I think what helps the wrestling, the wrestling matches, in order for those stories to be created, are just how the fans react to it, just how the fans just completely get emotionally attached to it, because that's what helps create the match too. That's what helped Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan, because how emotionally invested we were. All of us, we were all in for Kofi on this one, and I think for these matches, I feel like the fans should also play a big role in this one, in order for it to help create that match or that storytelling, as like you said, Ryan, in order for that match to be successful. And I think, yeah, the fans should definitely be invested in it in order to help create it.
Yeah, no, that's the crowd's a huge thing. I mean, you see when WWE shows happen and the crowd's not into it, it's just not as entertaining.
Yeah,
it's not, you know. All right, so we'll move on. So we got a tag team match, Angelico and Jack Evans
I know that.
Oh yeah,
versus the best friends, Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta.
Trent Beretta was in the WWE, by the way.
Yeah, he was. I remember that name. Eric, what do you think happens with this?
I'm gonna go with the two Lucha Underground guys, Jack Evans and Angelico. I'm gonna have to go with those.
I like it. See, Eric, please, if I mispronounce a Mexican or Latino wrestler's name, please improve it for me.
No,
some of these guys I just haven't heard of, so I don't know how to. I don't even know how to pronounce the name. So.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Just for me, I'm just so used to pronouncing it.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
But so Eric, can you tell me anything about these two that's entertaining, that's impressive about them that I need to look forward to?
Well, Jack Evans and Angelico, those guys are two high flyers, and so Angelico, there's a reason why they call him, or should I say, like an angel. That guy can fly. That guy can like do some of the most acrobatic moves I can ever see from Lucha Underground. That guy, I feel like he doesn't hurt himself in this one. So, two top high flyers. Jack Evans, I think he was part of it was a stable that Johnny Mundo had. It was in Lucha Underground. It was him, and it was Peter. What was his name again? PJ Black.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
PJ Black.
That's when they were the Trios champions at the time, right?
Yeah.
They were Trios champions. Yeah, Lucha Underground. Yeah, I remember that time.
Yeah, and Jack Evans joined up with them, and it was sort of in a way it was comedic, but also it worked. So I thought that the group worked, and I think I'm going to go with these two guys, Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor. Not much that I know about these guys, but I feel like they're going to put up a good fight. But at the end of the day, if Jack Evans were to keep his heel persona, I think he'd probably steal one for this one. Maybe like a pin.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, J-Man?
I'm just going to go with Angelico. Is that
Angelico.
right? Angelico? Okay. Angelico.
That guy now.
And Jack Evans. Okay. I'm going to go with these guys. I'm going to go with the more known guys. I'm also going to go with the guys who I've seen more of. I think this should also be a showcase of people also who are known but not really as known. So I'm going to go with those two guys from Lucha Underground to beat Trent Beretta. And what's the other guy's name?
Chuck Taylor or Chucky T. That's how you put it. Yeah. I'm actually gonna go with Beretta and Chucky T because they appeared at the original rally for All Elite Wrestling, so I think they might want to promote these two guys. Although I feel like this is actually gonna be a pretty underrated match because of the stuff Eric said about how we have an established heel tag team here facing what seems to be an established babyface tag team. So obviously there could be cheating involved like a normal wrestling match, and that cheating element could put the other team over. But I'm going to go with Trent Beretta and Chucky T also to go against your guys' opinion. Since I do know of somewhat both these teams, I'll go with Beretta and Chucky T, Chuck Taylor in this match. Another tag team match. No titles on the line in this or anything like that, but should be fun to see how they do these tag team matches too, because I think it's a different style than WWE as well. So very interesting. Okay, so moving on, we're going to go to another tag team match, SoCal Uncensored. We know these guys, Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, and Scorpio Sky versus
we know them.
Yeah, versus the Strong Hearts, Seema, T-Hawk, and El Lindemann.
SoCal Uncensored all day, every day, twice on Saturday.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a great match. It's gonna be a great match. But SoCal Uncensored, man, they're one of the top stars in AEW, so they gotta go over in this one.
Yeah, SoCal and Center, I'm going to go with those guys. The other guys, most of them are from Japan.
Yeah, they're Japanese.
Yeah, so, but at the end of the day, SoCal and Censored, these guys, we know what they're all about. I'm probably going to go with Frankie Kazarian. Might steal one. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm gonna go with SoCal Uncensored too. I think they were again. I'm gonna go with they were one of the original signees. So I think if they want to show off certain tag teams, you show off SoCal Uncensored. I could see them losing though because they are a lot older than the Strong Hearts as well, and a lot of times you do see the younger talent win some of these matches as well. But right. I'm gonna go with SoCal Uncensored. They're the more famous team, and again, I could see this kind of tag team match starting off the show as well, the main card, because of the popularity of SoCal Uncensored. And then I believe these Japanese wrestlers, the Strong Hearts, are probably very impressive in the ring. So that should be a really, really entertaining match, and I'm excited about that. And so Eric, you said SoCal Uncensored, then RKJ Man, you did too?
Yeah, SoCal Uncensored.
All three of us, yeah.
Okay, so now we're starting to move into the main. I'll call all four of these next matches the main events of the evening. Well, actually, let's do Brandi Rhodes and Ali next, because it's not on here, but since you said that, RKJ Man, we'll do it. Who do we think wins that match?
I think Brandi Rhodes is going to win with interference from someone. I'm not sure who's it going to be, but on the video, she's calling somebody and saying, "Hey, are you going to be in town during Double or Nothing?" She was like, "Okay, I need your help," or something along those lines. So I think she's going to cheat to beat Ali some way, somehow, and that's going to set up some type of feud, and she could be some type of heel authoritative figure. So I think Brandi's going to win through some collusion.
I like it. Eric, what do you think happens in this match?
I'm starting to think who's at StarCast right now who can maybe be that person to help Brandi. But
she don't have to be at StarCast.
Exactly. I think they more than likely they probably wouldn't be at StarCast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ruins the surprise.
I like that. So I don't want to speculate. Even if Brandi does have that help from that certain individual, I think that Ali might win this one. I think Ali might beat her. Her plan fails. Brandi's plan fails, and I think Ali's gonna, beat her by pinfall. Yeah.
I like it. Okay. I am also gonna go Ali in this match because I don't think they're gonna put the one of the. I think they'll keep it from all of the executive vice presidents from winning all their matches too, because I think just going down the line, I think most of them are going to win their matches. Some of them could lose, but I think this would be one where one of the vice presidents of this company, one of the main people in this company,
Chief Branding Officer, Nick.
Yeah, sorry. The Chief Brandi Officer, is that what you said?
Chief Branding Officer, but she can say Brandi.
Brandi Officer, yeah. I'll go Ali, but RKJ Man, to your point about an interference, because I did not see this video you're talking about. If I had to guess someone to be in this match involved, I've talked about somebody else possibly appearing at this event. I'm gonna go Miss AJ Lee potentially.
No, bro.
In this, who else could it be?
You're picking Mrs. Punk.
I'm picking Mrs. Punk.
Nah, bro. Come on. Why? Why AJ Lee?
I gotta go full throttle with my prediction, right? I've already predicted that I think CM Punk will eventually be in this company. That might be a little bit of a teaser to it right there.
If you see AJ Lee in this match, if this match happens and you see AJ Lee in this match, then for sure you will probably see CM Punk at some point throughout the night.
I agree.
You have to.
I don't see CM Punk doing it because there's a MMA event going on.
How far is Coachella Valley from Vegas, Nick?
Answer me this question. Realistically, when is he doing this MMA event, Eric? Because I remember
This Saturday.
What time is he doing?
What time?
I think it's gonna be in the afternoon. Yeah, the afternoon.
It's in the afternoon.
He's got enough time. Okay, here's the thing. If he was in Chicago doing this event, I would say that he has no chance. I think it's legitimately he's there in the Coachella Valley for a reason. He is close enough, and via helicopter, it's not.
Let's not forget the Khans are a very rich family. All you gotta do is get a jet out there.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, there is a Palm Springs airport. I'll tell you that right now, and that's where Coachella Valley is, right next to Palm Springs, 15 minutes away. And also via helicopter, it ain't that long of a ride either. And CM Punk doesn't need to be there for the start of the show either.
Just come out for the end of the show.
Yeah, he'll fly in like Charlotte did at WrestleMania, via satellite. So
hopefully, it won't be as disappointing as the match was at WrestleMania.
We're gonna get The Rock on via satellite.
Exactly. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with AJ Lee. This could be a bunch of people though. I was just thinking others. I don't want to reveal everybody so that people aren't surprised either. But I'll go with AJ Lee because I got to back my prediction. I remember if they're gonna put that on their YouTube series, it's got to be someone famous, right? It has to be a big time name. AJ Lee's a big time enough name for me, so I'll go with her being the. But I don't actually think that's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be. Ali, and also RKJ, man, that call might be due to the Cody Rhodes match as well. She could be helping out her husband, so it could be a male wrestler too that she's on the phone with as well. To think about that. So I'm just saying,
brother versus brother. You just need to settle it out between two brothers, man.
True, but after the match is over, anything goes. And Mr. CM Punk could be flying on a helicopter right after that event to do it. Okay? I'm just saying.
I went for that $4 million paycheck.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, we have our hopes up for this one.
We do.
And I'm really nervous because we're talking about Dean Ambrose, we're talking about CM Punk. What if neither one of those guys shows up?
I think once towards the end of the night, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be nervous as hell.
Of course, yeah.
I don't know what the hell is to expect because this is an event where the unexpected actually comes into full play. Oh man, I'm actually getting goosebumps already.
True, it's exciting, man. And we're not even on the main event matches yet.
We're not even. Yeah. We're not even to why I bought this show for $60. We're not even into that.
100%. So, okay, this next match, these are some of the top guys. It's a tag team match for the AAA World Tag Team Championship. The Young Bucks, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, possibly the most famous tag team in the wrestling universe right now, versus the Lucha Bros, Fenix and Penta L0M. Eric, take that away. Say those names correctly before I butcher them and ruin their heritage on that one right there.
Oh, yeah, no, you better not ruin my heritage.
No, I don't want to. Please say those names correctly.
Come over there and whoop that ass.
He knows where I live too. He can absolutely come over But Eric, please say those names right so we don't. I don't want to.
It's gonna be the Lucha Bros, Penta El Zero, and Fenix.
Yeah. All right. Good. So this should be a banger of a match. We saw the Lucha Bros fight at WrestleCon at Pancakes and Pile Drivers. They were impressive, but also I think based on timing of the match, they didn't get to show their full arsenal. The Young Bucks, like I just projected, they're one of the best tag teams in the world in the wrestling universe. So, guys, what the hell do we think happens in this match? AAA World Tag Team Championship on the line. Remember, this is not a normal tag team match. This is a title match.
Wow. I can't believe they're defending another promotion's title in AEW. That's pretty huge. Your first real show, and you're defending the another promotion's title in your promotion. For me personally, I just think through some way, somehow, I think Pentagon Jr. is going to be one of the top superstars in AEW. From what I'm hearing, he's slowly but surely leaving Impact and going full time with AEW. So I think if you want to promote him to be one of those top stars, now is the time. I think the Lucha Bros, right? They win this matchup some way, somehow. I think one of the Jacksons makes a mistake. They try a high octane move. Lucha Bros catch him, gets their finisher on them, and we have new tag team champions. That's what I think. I'm going with the Lucha Bros in this one. You can't have all these guys win who started the company, or else people are going to start saying, well, it looks like you started the company just so you can go over. Some of these people have got to lose. And I've already heard it with Cody Rhodes when he won the NWA World Championship against Nick Aldis at All In. They were like, oh, so he had put up this big promotion just so he can win a championship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I know. I absolutely agree.
At some point or another, somebody's going to lose. We said this at WrestleMania. I'm going to say the same thing at Double or Nothing. It's going to be the Young Bucks losing to the Lucha Bros.
Eric, what do you got?
You know, as much as I love the Young Bucks and all, the great tag team, I've seen those guys wrestle all over the world. But I'm going to go with my two boys, the Lucha Bros, Pentagon Jr. and Fenix. Those guys are definitely, they are the future. They are the future of Lucha Libre, that's for sure. Because these guys, I've seen them wrestle in Impact Wrestling. We've seen them wrestle at Pancakes and Pile Drivers over at WrestleCon. We've seen them wrestle, in Lucha Underground all over the world, even AAA. I love these guys. But the guy who's like the most over is Pentagon Jr. or Beta El Zero M. Definitely, he's the next top guy for AEW. Same for Fenix. Fenix just never fails to impress me because Fenix is one of those wrestlers that can go toe to toe with a dangerous wrestler like Mil Muertes back in Lucha Underground, who
Where's he on this card, by the way? Where's Mil Muertes? Or is he just signed exclusively to AAA in Mexico?
The thing is that he left AAA.
Where is he?
Part of Lucha Underground, Mil Muertes. So there's talks that Mil Muertes might be heading to WWE.
Oh, okay. Wow, that'd be.
We might see that.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't know.
He needs Katrina with him. He needs Katrina.
Yeah.
Who? I definitely.
I remember that. That was I watched one season of Lucha Underground and oh my goodness, those women on that show. Wow. And they all used to be in WWE too, which was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's gonna be Eric, I agree with you on I think Pentagon Jr. and Fenix are gonna be some of the top stars in this company. And I'm actually agreeing with all you. I'm agreeing with both of you guys. I think the Lucha Bros are going to win the AAA World Tag Team Championships as well. I actually, when I first looked at this, I thought the Lucha Bros had the titles. So then I was educated by the RKJ man right there. I was reading it wrong. But I'm going to go Lucha Bros too. I think, like you're saying, you don't need the Young Bucks winning a big match like this. I think Pentagon Jr. and Fenix are better performers, and it would be kind of like, two top guys from WWE in a tag team match versus the Usos, right? You have a tag team, and then you have two really, really good wrestlers tag teaming. So I think they'll win the tag team championships in this. This seems like a mismatch in a way. And I'll go with the Lucha Bros as well. This is a match. I know both these guys. So this is a match where I was a little more educated on this in this opinion. Value this opinion a bit more than the other ones I've talked about so far. And by the way, that's my match to steal the show besides Omega and Jericho as well. I think that's going to be unbelievable, that tag team match.
My match is we'll talk about it later.
Yeah. Okay. So the next match is going to be the women's main event of this event. Britt Baker versus Nyla Rose versus Kylie Ray. Triple threat match showcasing the women of AEW. Guys, who wins this match? Who's essentially the top female besides Brandi Rhodes on this in this company?
Britt Baker. Her story is pretty cool. She's a doctor and she's a wrestler. So I think Britt Baker is something that is someone who I can see them building the women's division in AEW around. Obviously, they can't go get a Tessa Blanchard. She's signed exclusively with TNA. They can't obviously get a Charlotte Flair. She's with WWE. She's going to be with them for life. So, you got to create your own stars. And Britt Baker is one of those stars that are homegrown. I've heard she's improved in the ring. She's also the girlfriend of Adam Cole, baby.
Stole my thunder. I was just about to say that.
So
Adam Cole, baby.
And I'm pretty sure Adam Cole will be watching this matchup. So
I was gonna say that. How much do you want to bet he's gonna be at live attendance?
No. I'm pretty sure Triple H already put the mandate out to him right now. He pretty much pulled him aside and said, "I know your girlfriend's wrestling for AEW. I appreciate that. It's great, but you can't go to the show. Your competition." It's already happened.
Yeah, I mean they're not even allowed to go to like Impact Wrestling shows, so they wouldn't be allowed to go to this. But I think Britt Baker wins this match as well. She seems to be the most famous superstar in this match. And
Found
I
think so.
I think what we have here too, you know, she competed at All In with Tessa Blanchard, Chelsea Green, Madison Rayne. She was one of the 4 in there, and she's the only one that's in this match out of those 4. So I think she'll win this one. And I think her connection with a guy like Adam Cole also does give her some hype as well. Being the boyfriend or the girlfriend of Adam Cole will help her. People, you know, like I said,
we're not trying to like talk bad about Britt Baker just because of who she's dating.
Not at all.
We're just saying that just comes into play. Like you see it all over their Instagram, how much they're in love with each other and whatnot. You kind of think about that, like, oh yeah, she has that notoriety there. You know, we know her, we're familiar with her.
No, but I even think more importantly, you look back at that match at All In, which was that was the real showcase of women's wrestling, 4-corner survival match, with those 3 very famous women. I think that she's the only one on this card. At least scheduled to be on this card. So you look at that, and I think that's another reason she'll win this match. Eric, did you give a prediction on this yet?
Yeah, I said Britt Baker.
Britt Baker as well.
Yeah, if anything, I think she's going to be the one of the females who are going to be carrying the company for AEW. I see her be one of the first ones to carry it. I don't see anybody else, but maybe Nyla Rose, maybe in the future. But right now, Britt Baker. I'm going to go with her winning this match.
Yeah, no, we're going to go with Britt. And remember, so Nyla Rose, Kylie Ray are the other ones in that match. They're very fantastic wrestlers as well. So we're not going to take away from them either. What are you saying, Architect?
By the way, somebody who I thought AEW missed out on, and I guess allegedly she signed with TNA because she was having issues with negotiations between TNA and AEW. Jordan Grace? Her?
Oh, I've heard this name.
Yeah, she was in the Battle Royal at All In. Made a great, from what I heard, she did really, really well. That's how she kind of got on the mat. She's 23. She wrestles down here in SoCal, bar wrestling all the time. She did not sign with AEW. So, I mean, you know, AEW, if you're going to get there, the women's wrestling right now is hot. You got to go after some of these women's wrestlers right now, these superstars that are kind of evolving. And it's kind of sad that they missed out on a Jordan Grace. Excuse me if I'm saying her name wrong. You know, so I definitely think they need to build up on this women's division some more. I need to see some more oomph to it. I need to see some more star power. I need to see more development. But Britt Baker's a good choice for Saturday.
Yeah, I think that a lot of the girls are probably going to be popping into the Battle Royal. No, sorry, not Battle Royal, but in this event, because seeing how the women's wrestling right now is at its all-time hottest right now, I think, as right now, I'm pretty sure this is a good time to come in at Double or Nothing. This is your chance, if anything, you know.
Exactly. No, I agree. All right, let me get back to this thing. By the way, we haven't is Marty Scurll's in this company, right? Or is he not?
He's not legally signed to him. I think he's with Ring of Honor?
Yeah.
New Japan.
I don't know. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, Ring of Honor is being very weird right now. Ring of Honor and New Japan are playing a very interesting game right now with AEW. They don't want to work with them right now because they view them as competition. But if AEW gets popping, they're going to have to work with them eventually.
They're going to get their ass whooped by them. That's why.
Yeah, they're going to get their ass whooped.
Hey, just take Kevin Durant's taking it. If you can't beat them, join them and win every championship possible every single year.
Are you calling AEW the Golden State Warriors, Nick?
No. Oh, that's a good point. I'm not. If they're the Golden State Warriors, then WWE is the Chicago Bulls of the 90s. Yeah. Damn. Didn't need to stack their team to be impressive. These comparisons don't make any sense, so we should stop it and get back to the predictions.
Let's talk about wrestling, bro.
All right, so the co-main event. I don't know if this is the exact co-main event that we were talking about, but Cody Rhodes or Cody versus his brother Dustin Rhodes, singles match, potentially Dustin's final match. I believe these guys have never really had a match like this or ever period have had a match like this. It's a tough one for me to pick. I'll guess first on this because obviously I know exactly who both these guys are. I've followed these guys for a long time. I'm going to go with Cody. I've said he's the face of the company, and the face of the company is winning on the biggest pay-per-view they've ever had. So I got Cody. He'll put his brother to rest. He wants to kill the Attitude Era. And, you know, I'm not ruling out that he doesn't have help in this match as well, or something along the lines of that. I just think he will win this match. He's the far more popular one right now in professional wrestling, and he's, in my opinion, the face. So he's winning his match at this pay-per-view.
Man, it's going to be an emotional match, if anything, between these two brothers. Dustin Rhodes, a.k.a. Goldust, versus Cody. I'm going to go with Cody on this one. I think he's going to go over. Yes, Nick, I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing maybe some interference in this one. So we might have that for Dustin Rhodes. This is also kind of doing a big favor for him by saying this is a goodbye to Goldust forever. Like this is over, because I'm guessing Dustin Rhodes has a new career. I'm guessing he's now like what? He's a sheriff now. I'm not sure if you guys.
Sheriff.
Yeah, he's like a cop. Yeah.
Dustin Rhodes, he's shacking it.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, so this is a way to say goodbye to Goldust, and this is a way for him to say goodbye to pro wrestling. And I think his youngest brother is gonna win this one. And see, this is how the match between Baron Corbin and Kurt Angle should have ended. But then again, it should have been a different guy that Kurt Angle should have faced. But apparently now Cody and Goldust or Dustin Rhodes, they're actually doing it right. So yeah, Cody goes over this one.
If we get a matchup that is close to WWE standards, it will most likely be this one. Just because these guys have been in the WWE before, because they're brothers, because there's already that built-in emotion, that built-in storyline, the redemption, of Dustin Rhodes versus the person who's always been on the straight and narrow, and Cody. I think you've got to go with Cody Rhodes on this one. It's an old and true wrestling tradition. The old must give way to the new. Okay, and you got to go out on your back. And Dustin's going to go out on his back on this one. I think it's going to be an emotional match. It's a great match. I'm looking forward to it. I think this match will steal the show. I think it will steal the show in terms of emotion, in terms of impact. We could, if maybe we could see a CM Punk during this match, or Jon Moxley in this match. But you're going to have to see something in order to kill the old Attitude Era, to help Cody Rhodes win. So I'm thinking Cody Rhodes is winning this matchup. Real quickly, you guys saw the promo that I sent you guys in the group chat with Cody Rhodes talking about Dustin and about how, the impact he made. Some subtle digs, by the way, by Cody.
I agree.
So
good promotion.
It's great promotion.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Cody Rhodes. He's done a fantastic job with the road to Double or Nothing. Somebody I saw on Reddit was going to post all the Double or Nothings and all this stuff. I think I'm going to have to watch that, because I
got to watch all of them before the pay-per-view.
Yeah, all of them are fantastic. I think right now it's up to 16 episodes. I don't know. I think they're going to do one more probably tomorrow. Today's Thursday. We're recording on Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. So
yeah,
maybe they will do one more.
Yeah, they did one for All In, and then they're doing, of course, this one for Double or Nothing, which is cool.
This is the way they're marketing this. I know we're talking a lot about the TV show coming up in the future, but it's an important part of this company moving forward, especially this pay-per-view, right? So if they can market their promo packages on their TV show like they're doing right now with the Road to Double or Nothings or the Road to All In, they're going to have a fantastic product on TV that I'm going to be looking forward to seeing every single week. So shout outs to them. They build something great. But yeah, getting back to the point here, Cody Rhodes is going to win this matchup. Very emotional, though.
Yeah, I mean, this like I said, most wrestling fans know. I mean, if you're a wrestling fan, you don't know who either of these guys are.
You're not a wrestling fan.
You're not a wrestling fan, or you've been watching it in the last year. Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know why you're watching Double or Nothing, for example, but
don't even know who Goldust is.
Exactly, yeah. But remember, Eric, this is not Goldust either. This is Dustin Rhodes. He's retired the Goldust character, so this would be a different. Yeah, this will be. I've never seen Dustin Rhodes wrestle before, so this should be very, very interesting to me.
Well, I did wrestle on WCW, but
but I was very young when WCW was going on. I was not allowed to watch it, so.
I didn't have cable. Couldn't watch it.
Exactly. All right. So we finally somehow got to the main event on this prediction show. Kenny Omega versus
Queener.
Y2J. Chris Jericho.
The Alpha.
Yeah.
The Alpha, yeah.
Singles match, winner faces the Battle Royal winner for the AEW World Championship at a future date. The main event, the event that Marv Albert talked about during the Eastern Conference Finals Game 5 today. This was the promotion for AEW today on national television.
He also mentioned the Young Bucks too, actually.
Did he?
Yeah, he did mention the Young Bucks.
Good. And he should have mentioned Cody because Cody's the face of the company, but we're not gonna
mention that. Didn't mention that. We can have this debate all you want to. I love having a good debate.
We'll see what the statistics say at the end, RKJ man. All right, who won that debate the other day? Editor has the advantage.
100% me.
Okay.
Literally.
I'm gonna do one vote, make a change. Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega, guys. Stop beating around the bush. RKJ man. Actually, I'll let you do it last since you've been following this much. I'll do this one first.
Right.
Chris Jericho does not win this match. I think Kenny Omega wins this match. See a little bit of teaser. I got a little fun with it. I think Kenny Omega wins this match. Although I think Jericho will stick. Obviously, he'll stick with AEW and have more storylines. I think this storyline doesn't need to keep going. And I think the younger guy in this case needs to win this. And Kenny Omega, like I said, is the best performer. He's the AJ Styles of this company. He's the Seth Rollins or the Cien Almas, whoever you want to say to compare him to a WWE guy. He's the best performer, so he should be in a World Heavyweight Championship match. I think Kenny Omega is in that match. It's another reason why I said Shawn Spears, a.k.a. Ty Dillinger, could win the Battle Royal, because then you have a former WWE guy facing Kenny Omega for the World Heavyweight Championship. An easier opponent as well. But nonetheless, I'm going Kenny Omega. This should steal the show. This should be potentially one of the best matches I ever see. Compared to what a lot of people have been talking about the first match was. So I can only imagine this one will be just as good. I've heard that this match, even from Chris himself, that he's going to try to not allow Kenny to have the normal offense that he does. And this is going to be more of a WWE match than we think it's going to be. And I think it will be extremely entertaining. You got to imagine there's going to be surprises in this match somehow, some way. But I'll go somehow Omega's going to end up winning. It'll be a fantastic match. And he's going to get the heavyweight championship shot, or the championship shot, not the heavyweight championship.
Man,
Eric, you got this one next. Who do you got with?
If I'm going to have to pick somebody on this one, and as much as I want to agree with you, Nick, about Kenny Omega beating him, I truly think that there's going to be somewhat of an interference in this one. And I can only think of one guy who can interfere in this match that could start a feud with Kenny Omega in the fall, and that would be John Moxley.
Wow.
And help Chris Jericho.
Why would he help him, though, Eric?
Well, it's not much of a help. I think John or Dean Ambrose or John Moxley, whatever he wants to call himself.
His name is John Moxley now.
He comes in. I think he just wants to start a feud, and he wants to go after the big dogs of the indie scene, and he will go after Kenny Omega, and he would just leave the ring, and then that would set the stages for AEW's show on TNT this October. So this would probably start a feud with John Moxley and Kenny Omega.
I like that. RKJ man, take it away, please. Tell us who's going to win this match. Give your full analysis on this. Who wins the main event of Double or Nothing?
That's pretty hard to follow up right there. But
I want to go crazy. That's it.
I'm gonna be honest. You went like me, man. You went like me. Kenny Omega's got to win this match. Like this is debatable, Nick. And we'll see how the statistics will come up later. But I think he's the top star in AEW. I mean, you're not going to have Marv Albert promoting them if he's not the top star, in my opinion.
Again, they're in the main event. That's why he's promoting him.
And that's why he's in the main event, bro. That's why he's in the main event.
Well, Cody's facing his brother, who's not in tip-top shape anymore.
Okay.
still go.
Why can't Cody get it? Why can't Cody get a thing on TNT? Because it's the main event. Because you got your top star. Because the main event is what sells the damn pay-per-view. All right, we'll
take the damn match, man.
Okay, look,
match.
Kenny Omega is. I've already said it. Kenny Omega is winning this match. He's winning this match.
What's happening in this match?
He's gonna win clean. All right, and him and the Battle Royal winner are gonna face off. And just as they face off, we're gonna hear the music of CM Punk.
Oh man.
We're gonna get a cult of personality in AEW starting this fall, but we're gonna get a preview of it on Saturday night at Double or Nothing.
Can he use cult of personality?
Huh?
Can he use
No, CM Punk.
No, I know, but can he use that song? Can he use that song?
Probably. I mean, maybe. I mean, the cons got money. They'll probably just be like, "Hey, Vince, can we use this one?" Nope. All right, we'll throw $3 million.
I don't think Vince owns that song. He can't own that song.
I already bought the rights to that song or something, just so we could get CM Punk to do it. But I don't know. We'll see. But
Punk did use it with UFC. So
yeah, I remember.
That's my big. I'm gonna go big, just like Eric went. He predicted Jon Moxley. I gotta predict CM Punk.
You're saying CM Punk in October.
I'm saying CM Punk on Saturday night, bro.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying Saturday night. Okay. I'm saying we're seeing CM Punk on Saturday night, and that's going to set up October. We're not going to see CM Punk anymore until October.
Okay, so
you gotta promote CM Punk for October, bro. That's like 6-7 months of promotion.
We're going to ignore the fact that he's not going to be at that MMA show this Saturday, right? Or what's he
No, he's gonna Eric. Trust me, Eric. He's gonna be there. He's gonna be there. But it's literally the closest city to Las Vegas that you could be in at this time, besides Los Angeles or Orange County, where we are right now. Coachella Valley, although there is no freeway to directly get to Las Vegas from
Put a map on the Range General's Instagram, by the way. Put a map from Coachella Valley to Las Vegas. Put a map up on our Twitter.
Just look it up yourself, guys. I'm not going through that trouble.
I'm not good with maps.
I'm not editing an extra 10 minutes because we want to put a damn map on the podcast.
I'm not good with maps.
No maps on the podcast allowed. All right, I'm just
Apparently can use Google Maps.
Yeah, please. Yeah, use Google Maps or whatever the hell Samsung's use for their maps because they're subpar. How did we start talking about maps? Okay, but nonetheless, okay. So, Eric, you said who'd you say was going to win this match again?
Y2J.
Okay. Yeah. So we got 2 Omegas and we got 1 Y2J. Now, I don't know if you guys read these comments earlier. There was one comment I did not mention earlier that Cody Rhodes mentioned in this interview, that there will be, according to him and Tony Khan, the biggest surprise in wrestling history at this event. So is that CM Punk, or is that potentially someone even bigger? What do we think that means?
Who else is bigger? Do we think somebody from WWE's jumping ship on the first? Do you think that what's Randy Orton's deal looking like, by the way? Does anybody know what Randy Orton's deal looking like? I mean, I know it's like stupid to talk like this, but I mean, I saw on the table for 3 with him, his wife, Kurt Angle's wife, and also Rebby Sky, talking about how she always gets sad when he leaves the road, and she gets depressed and all this stuff. And like, it's kind of, well, not depressed. It's like, it's very sad for her when he leaves, and it's sad for the kids and whatnot when he leaves sometimes. So freaking Randy Orton, if he gets an opportunity to go AEW, he's got a better schedule, gets the money, all that stuff. I mean, I'm just saying, it sounds pretty good. And he's been linked to AEW already. He's already been linked to AEW reports.
Okay. That's a stretch one, man. That's
like Macho Man going to WCW. Sure. That's like Macho Man going to WCW. You know what I say? I said one day in the future, long in the future, in a few years, we're going to see a Hulk Hogan to WCW with John Cena going to AEW one day, maybe. But, you know, I said that a long time ago. I was like, don't be surprised if John Cena shows up on AEW one day.
I like that, though. I like that. And the biggest surprise in wrestling history is
Vince McMahon and his lawyers right now are going through every single big name that they can find and just making sure they have a lot. If you're not signed to a top deal in the next 24 hours, you will be, probably.
Yeah, no.
How much do you want to bet that Vince McMahon is starting to treat his wrestlers a little bit much better now that AEW's?
Well, he's definitely paying him better for sure.
He's paying him better, but
yeah,
how much
I know
money
about
is
booking him better or anything like that. But that's proceed. But
well,
so
speaking if you're running around for a 24/7 title, then no.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so we talked about Moxley and CM Punk already. I don't think those guys are big enough for the biggest wrestling surprise in history.
Then who is
right?
it? Who is it?
You're saying it's gonna be. You're saying potentially it's Randy Orton, right? There are three guys I think of with the biggest surprise that you could have. 3 dudes: Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, or The Rock. So if they're going with the biggest surprise ever, one of
Hogan
those
is signed to WWE on a Legends deal. So it has to be between Stone Cold and The Rock. Who do you think? And The Rock is too busy. So you're telling me Stone Cold Steve Austin's going to show up on Saturday night in Las Vegas? Is that what you're telling me?
Damn right.
You're telling me Stone Cold Steve Austin's showing up.
Damn right. Give me a hell yeah.